What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about DC vs. Vampires All-Out War, issue number 4 of 6. Sorry I'm a few days late on this thing. It's just that I've read this thing more than, actually a few times, I think, by this point. And I think one of the reasons I held back from giving my thoughts on it is I was just really confused as to what was happening in this thing, and that is solely based on the artwork in this issue. Now, stylistically, in some ways, it's kind of cool looking with the reds and blacks, but I cannot tell you for the life of me what the hell is going on in most of these panels because of the art. I'm sorry, but this style just makes it hard to follow what's going on here. Why not just color in the issue like the other DC versus Vampires things? Yeah, in some ways, stylistically, it's kind of interesting, but for me, with the colors and the different character designs, I can't distinguish who is who because it's all black and white and red in that. There's so many characters on screen, it's just hard for me to follow. So that's one of the big holdups with this issue. I can't really tell who's who for the most part in this storyline because there's so many characters on screen, and this art just, it doesn't mesh fully well. I guess the storyline that's going on here, and I apologize if I get things wrong, but it's some of the other heroes from the last issue, Mary Marvel and all that, are trying to get Weather Wizard and this they're doing a raid on this blood bank. Starfire's involved. She gets to the sun finally. Mary Marvel, we come to find out that she's also when she says Shazam, reverts back to her non-superpowered form. She's also a vampire. So there's that. And other than that, you also get the revelation, I guess, Superman's still around. Azrael is doing his thing. And it's just, like I said, for the most part, it's pretty hard to follow all the stuff that's going on. I guess Superman's Baron Cinder, based on what's going on here, but because of the art and everything going on, it's hard for me to tell, what's going on. Even by the end of it, you see Superman in there. At least I think this is Superman. But it's tough to follow, and that's really unfortunate because it's, like I said, the artwork just makes it, the coloring is the issue. Not so much the art itself, it's the coloring. Why not fully colorize this entire issue so it's easier for me to distinguish what's going on in here? Now, they did something similar in the backup with the whole, black, blue, and white, but you know what? There's less characters on screen. The art style is easier to follow this time around. So the thing with Black Lightning and him trying to go for his family and all that, I could clearly understand what was going on in this backup. It was a lot more crystal clear. It's a shorter story. There's not as many characters on screen. And it left on an interesting note where he's going to go looking for his family. So yes, Black Lightning in the backup with the art style there, it worked just fine. And, he had the red and blue and black in that. So in that regards, I enjoyed the backup storyline. This one, I want to like it more. It's just the artwork just makes it really hard for me to follow most of what's going on here. And like I said, I like DC versus Vampires a lot. I just wish that they would have colored it a little bit better so it was less convoluted and less hard to follow what's going on. I'd probably be a lot more invested in the story, and that's just really unfortunate because I like DC versus Vampires. I like the main storyline that's going on. I like a lot of the side stuff. But because of this artwork, not so much the artwork itself, just the coloring of it, it just makes it really hard to follow what's going on. And I've read this thing on more than one occasion. I think I've gone through it 3 times by this point, and I'm still having trouble distinguishing who is who. That's not good. And yes, maybe it's just me, I'm kind of dumb or something like that, but I think the coloring on these issues, if you colored them properly, I'd be more invested in the story. I don't know why they're going for this stylistic choice. For whatever reason, this isn't like manga. You don't need to do that. This isn't like Superman red and blue or Batman black and white. Why not just have it fully colorized like the other comics? I think it would just be so much better. Yes, in some instances, the style can look kind of cool for a page or two, but when you have so many characters on screen, it's hard for me to tell who's who. And that is just kind of the rather unfortunate part of it all. So, I would, like I said, this is a tough video for me to do because the main criticism I have is just it's hard to follow because of the art. and the coloring, and that's my biggest criticism with it. I'd probably be more invested in the story if it was more crystal clear what was going on and things were colored a little bit better. But as it stands, it's just a little hard for me to follow a lot of what's going on, even after reading it more than on one occasion. So, because like I said, the idea of them going to like get into this blood bank and finding out these revelations about like Mary Marvel and that should work on paper just fine. It's just with the art style, it's just too much. It could be a lot better. So there you go. Those are my quick thoughts on it. I'm not fully recommending it. Like, unless you can tell what's going on, then you'll probably enjoy it so much. I'm really mixed on this issue because I think I'd probably like it a lot more if things were a little bit more clear as to what was happening. But as it stands, it's just a little hard for me to follow. Even after multiple readings of this issue, it could be a lot better. So those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Got more videos coming up next week, some new comic book reviews, probably some other after the movies or something along the lines of that, but we shall see when the time comes. All right, well, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.